Let us now talk about algebra of polynomial functions. So we will add, we will subtract, we will multiply and divide polynomial functions. So we are beginning with addition. We have f of x and we have g of x. We want to add f of x and g of x. So the a part, how do we do that? So f of x plus g of x will be equal to f of x plus g of x will be equal to, so we have 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus 2x plus 6. So we add like terms. In other words, the terms in a polynomial that have the same degree. So this will go with 2x cubed. So we have 3x cubed here. Then we have plus 2x squared. Then we have plus 5x. Then we have plus 2. So we add them. So 2x cubed plus 3x cubed will be 5x cubed. Then 4 plus 2x squared will be 6x squared. So plus 6x squared. Then negative 2 plus 5 will be 3. So plus 3x. Then 6 plus 2 will be plus 8. Therefore, f of x plus g of x will be equal to 5x cubed plus 6x squared plus 3x plus 8. So that is the result. Now let's look at b part. So this is the a part, the b part. We are adding f of x and g of x. So f of x plus g of x will be equal to, so the f of x is 4x cubed. So we are going to use the coefficients of 0 to represent the missing terms. So from 4x cubed, we have to get something x squared and something x before we come to 3. So because they are not there, they are missing, we use 0 to replace their coefficient. It means that their coefficients, the constant coefficients were 0. So plus 0x squared, then plus 0x, then plus 3. Then we come to the second function. So this one, the coefficient of the x cubed is 0. So 0x cubed, then plus 2x squared, then plus 3x plus 7. So when we add them, we are going to obtain 4x cubed plus 0x cubed will be 4x cubed. Then 0x squared plus 2x squared will be 2x squared. Then we have 0x plus 3x will be plus 3x. Then 3 plus 7 will be 10. So f of x plus g of x is equal to 4x cubed plus 2x squared plus 3x plus 10. Now let's talk about subtraction. So subtraction is similar to addition. So we are going to follow the same procedure. So let's begin. The first part, we have f of x minus g of x. So this will be equal to, f of x is 5x cubed plus 4x squared minus 2x plus 6. Then we have g of x is 3x cubed plus 2x squared. Then we have plus 5x plus 2. So we are subtracting. So 5x cubed minus 3x cubed will be 2x cubed. Then 4x squared minus 2x squared will be plus 2x squared. And negative 2x minus 5x will be negative 7x, so minus 7x. Then 6 minus 2 will be 4, positive 4. So that will be the result for f of x minus g of x. 2x cubed plus 2x squared minus 7x plus 4. Then the b part, we have 4x cubed. So we have f of x minus g of x. This will give us 4x cubed minus 3x squared plus 4x plus 3. We are subtracting g of x from it, so 2x cubed. We can find the x squared term, so it means the coefficient is 0, so plus 0x squared. Then we have plus 3x, then we have plus 7. So let's subtract 4x cubed minus 2x cubed will be 2x cubed. Then we have negative 3x squared minus 0x squared will be negative 3x squared. Then we have 4x minus 3x will be positive x. Then you have 3 minus 7 will be minus 4. So that is f of x minus g of x for you be equal to that. Now let's look at multiplication of polynomials. So we have p of x equal 2x minus 1, q of x equal x plus 1, g of x equal x squared plus 2x plus 1, and h of x equal 2x squared minus 10x plus 12. Now we are going to find p of x times q of x. So the a part, p of x times q of x will be equal to p of x is 2x minus 1 times x plus 1. So this will be equal to 2x times x. So we use the distributive property. So we can use 2x to multiply the whole of this bracket, then minus 1 into bracket x plus 1. So further use the distributive property. So 2x times x will be 2x squared. Then 2x times 1 will be plus 2x. Then negative 1 times x will be minus x. Negative 1 times 1 minus 1. So this will give you 2x squared plus x minus 1. So that is p of x times q of x. Now let's talk about the b part, which is g of x times h of x. So g of x is x squared plus 2x plus 1 times 2x squared minus 10x plus 12. So we follow the same procedure. We use all the terms in the first bracket to times whatever is here. So 2x squared minus 10x plus 12. Then the next term is plus 2x into bracket. We have 2x squared minus 10x plus 12. Then we go to the next one, plus 1 plus 1 to bracket. We have 2x squared minus minus 10x plus 12. So we expand. X squared times 2x squared will be 2x exponent 4. Then x squared times negative 10x will be negative 10x exponent 3. Then we have x squared times 12 will be plus 12x squared. Then we come here, 2x times 2x squared will be 4x cubed. So plus 4x cubed. Then 2x times 10x minus 20x squared. And 2x times 12 will be plus 24x. So we add it to plus, now 1 times 2x squared is 2x squared. Then we have minus 10x, so plus negative 10x, then plus 12. So we add the like terms. So the 2x exponent 4 is not having any corresponding term. So we have 2x exponent 4. Then we have 10x cubed, negative 10x cubed here. Then we also have 4x cubed. But that will give us negative 6x cubed. So minus 6x cubed. Then we come to the x squared. We have 12x squared minus 20x squared. That will give us negative 8x squared. Then we have 2 plus 2x squared. So that will give us negative 6x squared. Then we have the x's. So the x's, we have 24x. Then we have minus 10x. That will give us 14x. So plus 14x. Then we have the constants. The constants, we have 4. The constant, we have 12. So we have 12. So plus 12. Now let's talk about polynomial division. The division is somehow similar to long division. So we begin by placing the polynomial function inside. So this is what will go inside here, x cubed. Then the next term is supposed to be x squared, but you can see that it's missing. So it means the coefficient is 0. So 0x squared. Then the next term is plus 6x. And the next term is minus 10. So that you can see that from x cubed we come to x squared, we come to x, then we come to the constant. Then the divisor here is x minus 5. So first you begin by dividing this by this. So x cubed divided by x, which is equal to x squared. Then replace that x squared here. So x squared will multiply the x to get x cubed. So you use the same x squared to multiply the 5 here. So minus 5x squared. Then you subtract. So x cubed minus x cubed will be 0. Then 0x squared minus negative 5x squared will be positive 5x squared. Because negative becomes positive. So now you drop the plus 6x here. So you divide this by this again. So 5x squared divided by x, that will give us 5x. So that will give us plus 5x here. Then the next thing is to multiply the 5x by each of the terms here. So 5x by x will give you 5x squared. Then 5x by 5 will be minus 25x. Then you subtract again. 5x squared minus 5x squared will be 0x squared. Then we have 6x minus negative 25 will be 31x. So positive 31x. Now this comes here. You drop the negative 10 here. So divide the 31x by x. That will give you 31. So plus 31 will come here. Now 31 times x will give you 31x. Then 31 times 5 will give you 155. So negative minus 155. So now we subtract, and 31x minus 31x will be 0. Negative 10 minus negative 155. That will give us negative 10 plus 155, which is equal to 145. So that will be the remainder, 145. Let's look at the b part. So with the b part, we have 2x cubed. So 2x cubed inside minus x squared minus 5x. So there's no missing degree of x. So we have all of them. So the device is 2x minus plus 1. So divide this by this. So 2x cubed by 2x. That will give us x squared, because this will go into this and this will go into this, x squared times. So we put the x squared here. Now x squared times 2x squared will give you 2x cubed. Then x squared times 1 will be plus x squared. So we subtract 2x cubed minus 2x cubed will be 0. Negative x squared minus positive x squared will be negative 2x squared. Then drop the minus 5x. This minus 5x, you drop it here. So the next thing you're going to do is to divide this negative 2x squared by this 2x here. So you're going to get negative x, because this will go here x times the negative 2 and cancel the negative 2. So minus x. So the minus x will now multiply each of the term here. That will give you negative x times 2x squared, negative 2x squared. Then we have x times 1, this one here. That will give you minus x. So we subtract negative 2x squared minus negative 2x squared will be negative 2x squared plus 2x squared, which will be 0. Then we have negative 5x minus negative x, which will be negative 5x plus x. And that will give you negative 4x. So now you drop the 6, the constant term. Now we divide negative 4x by 2x, by this 2x. So that will give you negative 2, because 2 going to 4, negative 2 times. 2 going to negative 4, negative 2 times. So we have negative 2 there. Use the negative 2 times the 2x, you get negative 4x. The negative 2 to times the 1, you get minus 2. Then what do? We subtract. So negative 4x, we have negative 4x minus 4x will give you 0. Then we have 6 minus negative 2. That will give you 6 plus 2, which is 8. So the remainder is 8. Now let's look at this final one here. We have something like this: x cubed is x cubed. The next term is supposed to be in x squared, but it is missing, so it means the coefficient is 0. And the next term again is supposed to be in x, but it is still missing, so it means the coefficient is again 0. Then we have minus 1. Then we have this time the divisor is x squared plus x plus 1. So we divide the x cubed by the highest degree here, the term with the highest degree, so x cubed divided by x squared, and that will give us x, because x squared will go into x cubed x times. So we have x here. Now x will multiply all that is here, so x times x squared is x cubed. Now x times x will be positive x squared, and x times 1 will be plus x. So now we do the subtraction. X cubed minus x cubed will be 0. Then 0x squared minus x squared will be negative x squared. Then we have 0x minus x will be minus x. Then we have, so we can now drop the negative 1 here. So we divide this one by this. So negative x squared divided by x squared. This will go here 1, so we're going to get negative 1. So we put negative 1 here. Now use the negative 1 to times x squared, you get negative x squared. Then use the negative 1 to times x, you get minus x. Use the negative 1 to times 1, positive 1, you get minus 1. So now you subtract. So negative x squared minus negative x squared will be 0. Then negative x minus negative x also be 0. And negative 1 minus negative 1 also be 0. So the remainder will be 0. So therefore x cubed minus 1 divided by x squared plus x plus 1 is equal to x minus 1. It is now time for you to try this one. You can always check your answer in the video entitled Polynomial Functions, Solution to Trial Questions. Thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to share this video, subscribe, and like. Thanks for your support. Now we move on to the next video, remainder and factor theorems.